Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Playbook for Performance podcast. I'm your host, Shauna Corden, and this month's theme is all about finding joy and being a little less cranky. So today we're really talking about what are you doing all day, all day long? What is it that's bringing you joy? What is it that's bringing you this crankiness that happens? And if you need more help in discovering what this might be, then I'm the coach for you. You can contact me. I can help you. I can help your team. So let's get into it. So when we think about what we do all day, ideally, you've got a leader that says, here's our business plan. Here's what we're going to be delivering. And here's what we're going to do this year. And I have chunked everything down into little buckets. And each of those buckets are assigned to a person. And those persons have tasks that are projects. They are measured. There is a timeline. Yeah, it's a measure. I get it. But I want to be explicit about that. How it's going to be done and with whom it's going to be done. And if you don't have that, no wonder you're frustrated. No wonder you are having a hard time. Of course, it's frustrating. So let's talk about what it is that really can help you and really help you with whatever it is that you need to do to not be a jerk at work, and that you can figure out what's really fun for you in terms of what you're doing all day. So when I work with folks, when it comes to their tasks and things like that, and what's really working for them. Because a lot of times people are thinking about leaving the workforce at this point. They're frustrated, they're fed up. I always joke that half of my clients come to me because they want to become vice presidents. The other half are vice presidents that are like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Because they have accepted so many positions based on their talent and people admiring them. And so they are sought out rather than them applying for jobs. They are offered jobs over and over again, but it only takes 2 or 3 jobs that you didn't really seek out before you're off your path pretty significantly. And we use that analogy all the time, that if you're taking off from San Francisco and you want to go to New York and you're 1 degree off, you're probably going to end up in Boston or somewhere else, because 1 degree can be significant over time. So going back to that performance plan, when you think about how you spend your time in each day, I like to have people create a pie chart. 50% of my time is working with people on negotiating X, Y, Z. 20% of my time is documenting these things in our systems so that others are updated on the task. 10% is meetings. Everybody would be thrilled if it was only 10%. And then what else is there? You might have other things that you do, travel, whatever it might be. But if you break down that whole pie chart, do the pieces of the pie feed you? Do they contain growth, challenge, fun people? Do you get to use your strengths? So these are really important questions to ask yourself, because if they don't, we want to expand the pieces of pie that do feed you, and we want to diminish or eliminate the pieces of pie that don't. So we want to start cutting the pie differently. Bigger pieces for fun, the smaller pieces for the sandwich. So I won't go into the full explicit version of this statement, but Elizabeth Gilbert has this great little phrase. Did she do this in Big Magic? What was it? I think it was in Big Magic. Might have been a TED Talk. She talks about how every job has a blank sandwich, meaning no matter how awesome your job is, there is a piece that you probably don't like. But that piece that you do not like might be the joy for someone else. So, for example, I don't really love to do all the bookkeeping for my business, but I have an accountant. And that is what she loves. And coaching her people is like her least favorite thing. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if it is, but I'm saying that as an example. So what is it that you could do to cut your pie differently? And here's the field work. We say this every week, well, almost every week. Coaching without action is just entertainment. It's been an interesting discussion. It might have been philosophical, but it's not that rewarding. It's not transformative. And that's what coaching is really about. Coaching is to affect change. And if you're hiring a coach, you're hiring for change. So your field work is to remodel your pie. And that means beginning negotiations if necessary. So again, we talked about that last week, this whole idea of, don't be that guy. Don't be, moping around work or having the attitude. If you've got a complaint, turn it into a request. Okay. And if you've got like a lot of blank sandwiches in your job, start negotiating for the pieces that are fun to be bigger pieces. Now, one of the pieces of pushback that I get about this regularly is, well, everybody wants to do the same thing. That is not true. If that was true, we'd all look the same. We'd all choose the same cars. We'd eat the same things for dinner each night, and that's not true. We all have preferences and tendencies that are significant. We have gifts and talents and experience that are different, and we all enjoy different kinds of people. And all of those ingredients make for what is fun for someone to be significantly different than what is fun for someone else. Now, if you come back to me and you say, hey, everybody wants to do customer service, nobody wants to do accounting, great, outsource it, right? Or hire someone who really loves that. That would be the ideal problem to have as a leader. So James Clear talks about, don't try to do the major remodel, change overnight, go from couch potato to Iron Man. Work on 1% a day. If you can do that 1% a day, you're really going to be successful, because think about it, in a year, that's 365%. So in that case, let us know how your fieldwork works. We would love to hear from you. What did you identify that was fun for you, that you want to make into bigger pieces of the pie? And oh, by the way, this is why a lot of people leave corporate, is they love one piece of the pie. The rest of it is that kind of sandwich. So they leave and they go become an entrepreneur. So they just get to do the fun stuff. Okay. So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have comments, if you need help, if you would like to do a workshop like this with your team, we are here to help. You can send us a message at podcast@shaunacorden.com. Until next time, take good care.